can we talk about the movies we saw this week? I know it's not the main podcast.
It's totally up to you. Yeah, if you want to talk about it, I'm down.
Let's talk about it, because we saw Spring Breakers.
This will get put up on the highlights anyway. You know?
We all saw Spring Breakers, and that's all anybody's talking about. And I also saw JP3D, Jurassic Park.
Oh, you already saw it?
Yeah, I saw it last night.
Oh. Sean and Lacey, my parents want to go.
Oh, really?
We want to plan a big thing.
I'll go.
Week.
We were talking about going.
I got my review.
This week.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about Spring Breakers first, because we all saw that.
Yeah. We could probably get Jurassic Park over pretty quick, no? Or no? I mean, hasn't that been out?
All right, hey,
any new stuff?
I'll give my review of Jurassic Park in 3D.
Yeah.
The 3D, obviously the movie wasn't filmed in 3D, so it's simulated. It is so awesome.
It's good.
I've heard the 3D.
The 3D is honestly maybe the best 3D I've ever seen in a movie.
Well, you know, even Titanic was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you get used to it, whatever, after a while, especially a movie that long. But even that
material
was
for Jurassic Park.
But especially
Jurassic
Park
works in 3D because, first of all,
it's a thrill movie.
Here's another thing: Jurassic Park. It starts in 3D, and your first reaction is going to be, "Wow, this 3D looks really cool," and then you're going to think, "I've seen this movie a million times." Like, I saw it in IMAX. So it was an $18 ticket, which I didn't know it was that fucking expensive, and it wasn't even a large screen.
Yeah,
it was a regular ass size screen.
It
It was
was
Limax. $18 to see it, so I'm sitting there, paid almost $20 to see this movie for like the billionth time. But then, after about 5 minutes, I had this thought, which was just, I'm so happy I'm watching this in a theater. They don't make movies like this anymore. Like, everything is really, I mean, except for some of the dinosaur shots, which are CGI, whatever. But, I mean, it's an early 90s movie. It's all real sets, real lighting. It's not souped up in a fucking computer. And it's just, they don't make movies like this anymore.
Even the dinosaurs are real when they can do it.
Yeah, and the dinosaur animatronics look awesome. Honestly, there was one shot where the CGI, I was like, you know what? After 20 years, this isn't starting to hold up so much.
Which shot?
And I'll tell you, it's when they first see the Brachiosaurus.
Oh, exactly.
When the Brachiosaurus first stands up and they're just watching him eat out of that tree, and it's like the full body shot. It's just like, this thing is looking a little old. But other than that, like, the raptors still look good.
T-Rex still looks good.
T-Rex still looks good. All the Gallimimus, like the herd, when they chase them through the field and they hide under the log, that all looks awesome. Yep. The 3D is really good, except there were just a few shots, maybe like 5 shots in the movie where I felt like I was watching a Disneyland like 3D movie. Like, it just kind of looked weird because it was digitally done, and so these characters are like way in the foreground, and then you have a whole background. It almost looks like they're standing in front of like rear projection.
Oh, okay.
Instead of like actually filmed there. But, in that sense too, it really exemplifies the 3D. So
They're apparently with this movie they did selective 3D, like they didn't just run it through a thing. It's 3D now.
No, you could tell.
Marvel movies have done that. Like, we didn't shoot it 3D, just run it through the program. It's done. No, they actually went in and put this here.
You could tell that they like outlined stuff and they rotoscoped stuff. And there was one point in the movie, which is, hey, I paid $18 to see this. I saw like a glitch in it. There was like a seam coming through it, which I didn't care. It didn't ruin the movie, but I just thought to myself, fucked up. Saw you. Alarm, 9 o'clock.
Time to wake up.
So, hey, if you're on the fence about Jurassic Park, it is good. The 3D is really good. It's a great movie, obviously. Everybody in there was old. Everybody in the theater, I'm positive, had seen it in theaters 20 years ago.
Wow.
And we're going there to re-experience it.
Had you guys all seen it in
I
theaters?
had never seen it in theaters, so I'm super excited about seeing it.
I saw it in theaters as a kid.
I saw it in theaters.
That was one of the first ones that I was like, opening day.
Really?
I will be there. I had a shirt. Someone in my family worked on the set or something like that, and I had a bunch of promo shit, and I had a shirt that said June 11th, 1993. And I was like,
oh, wow.
Well, I'm going that day. I have the shirt.
I have the shirt. Gotta go.
So that was big. After school, we went, and it was just like...
What's funny, though, is there's stuff in Jurassic Park now that will have the entire audience laughing, and it's not intentionally funny. Like, when all the kids get into the cars that are on the tracks, they're like, oh my God, look at this state-of-the-art technology.
CD-ROM.
Interactive CD-ROM. Look, you could touch the screen and it responds to you.
Like all our phones do.
It's like welcome to the future.
That's in my pocket.
They talk about interactive CD-ROM.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and I'm a hacker. Look at all this hacker stuff I do.
You
It's
work
like,
with
cool.
computers.
It's a Unix system.
They call me a hacker. I work with computers. That's what I am.
Stop calling me a nerd. I prefer the word hacker.
Oh, they say that?
Oh,
in the
yeah.
movie?
Yeah,
Jeff
yeah.
Goldblum does?
No. The little girl.
Jeff Gold.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum. Jeff Goldblum's don't call me a computer user. Okay, it's I like hacker.
Beige is bored.
I'm a hacker, and now I'm by myself talking to myself.
That's hacker for you. That's what hacking is all about.
Hacker, you see on this side, you could hack, and then the code goes this way. You see, and
now, which way do you think the code is going to go?
Stop
next
almost
time?
touching
certainly
me.
you, Garrett, would know the subject of hacking. Right?
Get out.
I bring comedians. You bring a rock star.
Thank you. I don't know where the mouse went.
Shit.
That was like not worth it.
So,
that's
my review of Jurassic Park.
thank you so much.
It's good. Now,
It's good.
let's talk Spring Breakers. We all went together to see
Break,
Spring
y'all.
Breakers. I'll start. Hey, I don't know how I feel about that movie. I've got mixed feelings about it. Overall, I think I liked it. Yet at the same time, could have been better.
I'm mixed, leaning towards not really liking it. It has a lot of. It's not an outright like I write this movie off. Yeah, it's not like that. That movie had some stuff I loved in it. But by the end, I was pretty tired of it.
Yeah, it starts off honestly brilliant, in my opinion.
Yeah, I loved how it was directed.
I don't know how you guys felt, but when I was watching it for the first 5 minutes, it almost crushed my dreams of being a director because I was like, "Whoa,
Someone already did it.
this is like some next level shit." Like,
Yeah.
this is next level stuff. I wish I would have thought of this. This is so cool. Like, how could anybody top this? Just because it was so funny and just like in your face. Hey, we're not going to mince words. Welcome to Spring Break. It's tits and Skrillex and like piss jokes. And it was really funny. But after about 90 minutes to 2 hours of that charm definitely wore off. And by the end of it, I was like, okay, wrap it up.
Yeah, that's how I felt. That movie was only 90 minutes.
It felt like 2
longer,
hours.
didn't it?
Yeah. It felt pretty long.
It did. I was going to say, my comparison of it, this is going to sound like, Rocco, what the fuck are you talking about? But I enjoyed that movie, the first, I would say 60% of it, on the same level I enjoyed The Passion of the Christ. Let me explain. Is that it is a completely literal, hey, The Passion of the Christ came out, hey, all these things they describe as is happening in the last hours of Christ's life, we're going to literally film all that. Oh, okay, well, no, we're going to show it. And this movie is that same level of, they're all talking about this and this, and it shows every bit of their spring break fantasies to the point that it's almost gross, to the point that it's like, wow, this is fucking stupid, kind of. Also, it's that level of literalness that is like, oh, you're kind of taking the cover off.
Yeah, also, there's two halves to that movie, and one half is, hey, I know there are people like this. I know people like this.
Yeah.
They do this. They don't talk about it. This is like a view into a secret world.
Yeah.
And then there's the second half of the movie where it leaves a view into a secret world, and this is all fabricated. This is
ridiculous.
Now this is just a made-up story, and we're going to see it through to the end. And in that second half, there's a lot of, and I don't want to slam the filmmakers because the filmmaking is really well done, but just from a story point of view, it kind of meanders around, and you don't really know where it's going, and then they decide, okay, we're going to do this, and then the movie's going to end. And then they do it, and then the movie ends.
Yeah.
So it kind of, I felt like started off great and kind of lost its way.
And what I said a minute ago is not an insult to the movie. That's what the movie was. And I was with it for a good stretch of it. Yeah, but I just got tired of it. I just hit a point where it my brain can't deal with movies that don't ramp up, and it was just characters start like leaving, and it's like, okay, now I'm the best comparison I said before. It's someone telling you an awesome story while they're falling asleep. It was, yeah, and then what happened, and then oh my god, and it's so over the top, and then my friend said they wanted to go, and then we went to this other guy's house, and then we started to, and it just kind of trails off to where, okay, I'm ready to like break out of this. I got to get out of this, and so by that point, I was kind of.
Anyways, if I had to say black and white, do I like it? Yes or no? It would be yes.
I would say no. I would say no, but there's a lot of stuff.
But a slight no. I say a slight yes.
It's not like I outright say don't go see it. No, you should, but
I say, hey, see it, but don't expect the greatest movie you've ever seen.
I'll tip the scales. I loved it. I saw it twice in the theater. It was a super fun movie. I've seen all of Harmony Korine's other stuff.
That's what blows me away, is that everyone kept telling me it was so much fun, but I thought it was actually really slow.
I didn't see that at all.
I just thought it was kind of dull throughout the whole thing.
Throughout the whole thing?
I mean, there were a couple moments of like heightened whatever, but other than that, I felt like it was a really slow movie.
Even seeing it the second time, it was over like that for me. I was just like enjoying everything. Visually, it's so striking, and like I went into it knowing absolutely nothing, because I hadn't honestly heard about it until it was already in limited release. Then when it went wide release, I made it a point to go see it, not really having seen a trailer or anything. I kind of had heard these Disney stars are in it and James Franco's in it or whatever. But what I knew of Harmony Korine's other films were, I really like Kids, I really like Gummo, I really like Trash Humpers. I don't really care for Julian Donkey Boy, and I think there's a few other ones that I haven't seen, but the Unshimmy Wom was really good. The D. Antwoord short that he made with those guys, like I really dig all of his stuff.
I do not like that short, by the way.
You don't like that short? Yeah, I really like all that stuff, and I was expecting, in all honesty, something more mainstream. I was like, oh, this is getting such wide release, and James Franco and these other actresses are in it. It's probably not going to be as wacky as I would prefer as his old stuff is. But then when I sat down in the seat, it was not. It's as weird as his shit gets, and it was fucking rad. I really enjoyed it. It's not something that I'm gonna like pre-order the Blu-ray. Like I don't really need to watch it again, but I had fun sitting in the theater and seeing it. Definitely had fun, and I would, consider if someone hadn't seen it and was interested, I'd go see it again.
Yeah, I was. I just think, with me, I was just surprised because I think there are positive things to take from it. And like you're saying, it's visually striking, and like they conveyed mood in that movie so well, and all this other stuff. But I felt like there were a lot of people that kind of, I just was surprised so many people just put it under that blanket of, oh yeah, super fun movie. I didn't get that from it. I just felt, there's definitely an experience from it, and it was definitely like art on some level, I guess, But I don't know if I would just put it as
It was super funny too.
There were a lot of funny parts, and let me just say, James Franco, like to me, stole that movie. Like,
and James Franco's acting is
so good.
Legitimately really good. Yeah. He's very funny and legitimately a good actor in that movie.
Did you have anything to add?
I was really excited for the movie when I was hearing all of the teenagers and their angry reviews. That got me so excited for the movie because I knew that meant that it wasn't some just spring break movie, party movie.
Yeah, you knew it was going to be beyond that. And I'm glad it was.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that it wasn't that.
Yeah. And so going in, I was really excited. And it just didn't wow me that much. I didn't hate it. It wasn't a bad movie, but it was nothing special. I don't need to see it again. I don't need... Really.
There you have it.
There, we laid it out on the table for y'all.
I think that
I would... skip all other reviews.
I would still say, like... I ultimately, though, have to give it a lot of credit for exactly what you're talking about, getting that widespread release, but still maintaining what it was.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. So for that, I must recommend, you should go see it. See for yourself. It didn't stick with me, but you should go.
Most importantly, I saw questions in the chat, very important. No, Selena Gomez does not get naked at any point. I know. They misled us. Shit.
They give you so much of that up front. I felt like throughout the entire film, I wasn't looking for the 3 actresses or the 4 actresses and the Disney chicks to be naked.
Just Selena Gomez.
But it doesn't happen.
You mean to tell me?
Yeah. Hey, I see a lot of
Wizards
people.
away from the
I thought
place.
the cutest one was who's the half Mexican one?
Vanessa Hudgens?
Yeah.
Well, there's 2 actually. I'm Mexican.
Vanessa Hudgens is the
Selena
other
Gomez.
Disney one.
Yeah.
Not Selena Gomez. She had like the dirty kind of blonde hair.
Yeah.
That chick was pretty cute.
Google search her.
Really?
Yep.
Doesn't.
Yeah.
turn
No,
out
there was a leak. The leak. There was
Oh,
a leak.
yeah, you
There
did.
hasn't been one. Of
We already
Selena
talked
Gomez.
about that, yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
everybody.
Google
But
search.
Selena's.
Just Google search your names. You see what comes up.
I'm a real connoisseur, or I think she's something else.
She's
Listen,
something else.
There's gotta be a way to answer this next call. One of the funniest gags to me is I was watching. My favorite interview of all time is when Brandon DiCamillo interviews CKY about An Answer Can Be Found.
Yeah.
And there's every cut the band is in a different spot. All right, now tell me why you would do something like that. I mean, this is a hit album, right? Yeah, okay, there it is. And for some reason, Brandon makes the biggest stretch for a joke at the end. All right, thank you. Here's a CD. June 16th. What's the name of the album? An Answer Can Be Found. So can the CD. And it just, that cracks me up every time. So can the CD.
So can the CD.
Oh, thanks.
It
What do we
can
got
be
here?
found.
Are these biscuits?
You know what? I didn't really like those.
It's like a little jelly underneath
Yeah, there's
there.
like a lemony.
Oh, they
kinda-
put lemon.
No, it's like a raspberry.
See what you think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll get to the bottom of this.
See if it's
Find out.
raspberry or lemon.
I'd say
That's no
lemon.
good.
I didn't like it either.
You didn't like them?
There you have it, folks.
Dude, I
Finished Eric's, don't have a new one.
no, I'm not gonna finish his.
You know what?
Get out of here.
You know
Don't
what?
have a new one.
Hey, sometimes you gotta be a dad.
Dude, I'm gonna say that from now on. Ooh, wait, maybe no, I won't. I legitimately thought when something's good, tough, I'm gonna say, hey, sometimes you gotta be a dad, and that will sum it up. But then accidents may happen. All right.